Welcome back to What's Next Wall Street. I'm Georgia Alfredas.
And I'm Dave Mathews. Now, this show is where finance, technology, artificial intelligence, and consumer trends all meet in a delicious soup.
Oh, I like it. Listen, you got something you want us to cover, we got you. Maybe you just want to talk. I mean, don't call us like, hey, what you don't like. I mean, about stuff like this.
Call for a reason.
Yes, you can email us at WNWShow@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street. Plus, you can watch all of our fun. We have so much fun on our YouTube channel, WNW Show. Subscribe, hit that alert button so that you are notified as soon as new episodes drop.
Dun, dun, dun. Another one bites the dust, and Dollar Tree's gone. And Dollar Tree is not gone.
Okay.
Dollar Tree is considering selling Family Dollar.
Aww.
Big difference there.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make it a song. I'm sorry.
I hear you. I see you.
Dun,
yeah.
Dun. Last year, Family Dollar announced plans to close over 900 stores.
What? Dollar
Tree's CEO, who owns them, says the chains have unique needs. Dollar Tree is popular with Georgia in the suburbs, while middle-income shoppers go there, while Family Dollar serves also Georgia, urban and lower-income areas where she grew up.
Yep, where I live now.
And urban. Those are probably
lower income.
Getting looted like the CVS and Walgreens stores. I grew up
in Dallas, Texas, proud Oak Cliffian.
Cliff. Wow.
Look, try to go buy a house in Oak Cliff now and see what happens.
Oh,
y'all done gentrified it. You get out of there with your Whole Foods. Sorry.
All right, next story, Georgia.
Okay. The NFL is going to court over its pricey Sunday ticket package. Now, subscribers filed a class action lawsuit in 2015. You might remember this, claiming DirecTV inflated prices by being the sole distributor for
it's called monopolistic practices.
Hello. They're asking for $7 billion in damages. What am I getting? Because I had to pay the cable bill. What do I get for that? You know what I mean? This trial is expected to last for several weeks, but honestly, the person that got hurt was the consumer, because we only had one play. Not that I was watching it, but my husband was watching it, and that money got pulled, and it got pulled from our house.
Do you think Tay-Tay was behind this? Because look, Live Nation, Ticketmaster. No, not because of this per se, but everybody got riled up because of her saying that the Ticketmaster, people can't afford my shows. Ticketmaster has the agreements with the stadiums. That's a monopoly. NFL Sunday Ticket had a monopoly.
Is there going to be one podcast where we can keep Taylor Swift's name out your mouth?
No.
Okay,
not,
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead to the next story.
Taylor, call me.
Hey, that worked for Travis Kelce, actually.
Did it? He talked about it on a podcast?
His brother's podcast.
Oh, Tay-Tay. Call me.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, Champion has a new home. Hanes is selling the iconic sportswear brand to Authentic Brands Group in a $1.5 billion deal. I know underwear is expensive, but that seems a little pricey.
Exactly.
Now, this group owns big names like Forever 21 and Reebok. Champion is loved by millennials and the Gen Zs.
Oh, my goodness. My kid is like, remember we used to wear Champion? Yeah. Like in high school, I had the Champion stuff. That's all my kid wants now is Champion.
Everything's the cycle, Georgia.
No, it's because we were cool. Now you guys realize.
They don't. Your kids, first of all, I don't have kids. They don't think you're cool. I know that much.
Okay, my son thinks I'm cool. He doesn't think his dad is cool.
Oh, snap.
I'm just keeping it real.
Snap. Now, what I want to know is how do we keep the urban kids to actually pull up their pants and wear them so you can't see the underwear underneath?
That's so last year, they're not doing that now. Now
they're not.
They're wearing them so tight, but not like skinny jeans. They got to be short. They got to be tight on their thighs. I'm like, oh my Lord, are we here again?
Cutting off circulation. You kids get off of my lawn.
I know, right? A new study reveals most Americans are over tipping. And I don't mean like you're tipping too much. I mean, we're over it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Bankrate's Ted Rossman says 59% are annoyed by it, especially younger generations. Rising prices and more gig economy jobs relying on tips make people tip less. Now, are you tired of tipping too? First off, let me ask you this. Do you tip no matter how bad the service is?
I do. I can't walk away without tipping, but sometimes if the service is bad, I'll say like, you know what, we ordered this, we got that, or you brought this out late, or this was cold. And a lot of times they'll remove that item from the bill, which is cool because then I can still tip them. And frankly, I tip a little more if they take something off the bill.
Sure.
Because I ate it. I might not have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But restaurants in tourist areas automatically add tips 18%. These days. Right? Because Europeans don't tip as much as Americans. Yeah, when you think about it, I usually don't get that good a service in the restaurants that I go to because I'm going to dive bars. And, last weekend, though, my waitress put drinks from another people's table on my tab, and she was going on break. I go, hey, you're really hustling tonight. Thank you so much. Just bring me my bill. And when I saw the bill, I'm like, oh, I just told her to leave, and these other two people's, drinks are on it. So I didn't even get the buzz off of that one.
Wow.
It's like, but if you do your job right, I'm going to give you a tip. And then I did find her when she was walking by. I'm like, hey, just so you know, I paid the bill. I couldn't find you, but if you could remove those 2 drinks later. And I checked on my credit card statement, and she did, which is nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'll tip like 10%. If you are doing a sucky job, I'll tip 10%. But
well, if you're doing a good job.
Then I give him 20.
Yeah.
But, like if I'm going to my masseuse or something, she's going to get like 25% because I needed that shoulder. You know what I mean? It's according to what it is. If I'm getting a facial or it's something like that hair, that's different. But if it's like food, 20% is about tops for me.
Good.
So speaking of drinks, the FTC is reportedly gearing up to file an antitrust lawsuit against Southern Glazer's Wine and Spirits. Now, it just happens to be the country's largest alcohol distributor. Allegations include providing secret kickbacks to large retailers, which violates antitrust laws. Now, Southern Glazers, which distributes over 7,000 brands and made $26 billion last year, because y'all are just little drunks. They haven't commented yet. I'm into mocktails. That's like my new thing.
And that's a trend. One of my buddies is making a non-alcoholic champagne.
Shut the door. Yeah. Won't give me a headache?
No.
Okay, I might try it.
It's I think it's called Woody's. There's a couple of these brands coming out. So yeah, it's interesting. I, for one, a lot of times I need that alcohol just to put up with people in my life like you. But not while I'm working though. No, just right. When we're writing the show.
All right.
Hey, Georgia,
like my husband.
You probably, speaking of husbands, might want to tell TPG this. Natural diamond prices are plummeting.
I wish I would.
They're predicted to fall another 15 to 20% over the next year after dropping 30% since 2022. The surge of popularity of lab-grown diamonds, lower marriage rates. You guys are still married, right?
We're still married.
Okay.
Going strong, 20 years.
Right. Oh, maybe an anniversary diamond's coming up.
I mean, I might be able to get a nice diamond cheaper since they're 30% less. He's in the building, by the way, guys. Or something.
So there's also reduced demand from diamonds in China. And lab-grown diamonds are making up 20% of the market, up 2% from 2017. It's leading a tough time for the traditional diamond industry. Georgia, why did I get this story? This is this like a subtle humble brag for TPG to?
No. But in case you're trying, I think it's fantastic for other people. You know what I mean? Like, you don't, because there was all this big raha, and it's great because the diamonds were gotten in a bad way.
Blood diamonds.
Yeah, I don't want to say it.
It's a movie. It's just a movie title.
It's actually not just a movie title.
It's not just the kids
just a movie title.
Bleeding.
But I'm just saying, because people source their diamonds in really bad, awful ways. So I feel like this is great. And I feel like Gen Z, they don't give a damn. They want to go to the thrift store and go shopping. They want, which I think is cool. They don't want brand new cars. They want, like, I would want an old car too, because that's kind of cool. But I think this is great that they're this way, but it'll be cheaper for my boys. I got all boys. But for me, I want a diamond.
You want the design.
I want diamonds.
All right, cool.
Make it diamonds. Dave, now this story is just for you. Motorsport Network. Do you check out Motorsport Network, or are you not really that kind of guy? You don't strike me as someone who would watch races.
No. I'm in the cars. I'm in the garage wrenching, first of all.
Okay.
And then on the weekends, I'm meeting up with a bunch of guys with the cars to have breakfast. And then we go rip through the caverns and canyons and stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, they're ramping up expansion under new ownership by billionaire Gary Fiegel. Now, they've made key hires across commercial and editorial roles, and they're launching Autosport Business, a B2B product. Now, the company hopes to boost its revenue from advertising and new ventures like podcasting and branded content. Hey, Motorsport, we got a guy here who knows a thing or two about cars. Holla at my boy. Seriously. With the growing popularity of motorsports, especially in the U.S., Motorsport Networks is positioning itself as a major player in the industry. I think it could be a big deal. I never watch races. I always think of people, and please don't be offended, y'all, but I think of them of having like a Dukes of Hazzard poster in their room. Like that's what, that's what I see.
The general?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Georgia, I love this because they probably need a show on how to tune up the vehicle, which has the most horsepower.
Look at that.
So can I borrow your agent? I gotta go do this. Okay. Listeners at home, if you know anyone on the network, please let us know. Just slide in our DMs or WNWShow@gmail.com because I think you're onto something, Georgia.
See?
This is good for me. We all remember that one card from our childhood that kick-started our collecting obsession. For me, it was Garbage Pail Kids. Fast forward to today, collecting has totally leveled up. Introducing Arena Club, a new way to buy, sell, trade, and rip packs. Arena Club has redefined repacks. Check out the slab packs on arenaclub.com, the only repack that gives you real value, a full view of all possible cards, and transparent hit rates.
Opening an Arena Club slab pack was a game changer for me and my family. So the transparency is unreal. You can see all the available cards, hit rates, and the grading process is totally next level. Arena Club is more than just pack ripping. It's the ultimate hub for buying, trading, selling, and showcasing your cards. And you can say bye-bye to shipping waits and missing cards. Arena Club uses blockchain for instant card delivery. And every card is 100% authentic. Yes, I said 100. Their grading blends AI with human expertise. It's spot on, quick, and totally transparent with a detailed grade breakdown.
Send offers, swap cards, and connect with others. Set your personal showroom up and start collecting right now. You can score 10% off your first purchase by heading to arenaclub.com/WallStreet. That's arenaclub.com/WallStreet for 10% off your first purchase.
Today's pro tip is brought to you by OptionsPlayers.com. Keep an eye on the Fed's announcements, okay? Rate cuts can shake up the market and impact stock prices big time. Be ready to tweak your trading strategy on the fly. As rate cuts often bring more volatility, focus on sectors that thrive with lower interest rates like real estate and consumer discretionary. Say that 4 times. Discretionary. Okay, there we go. Always pair this approach with solid risk management to protect your investments. OptionsPlayers.com has got you covered with daily updates on their OP wire, and it's probably going to be pronounced right, so go with them. Don't miss out.
And when you read it, you don't have to pronunciate it.
I know.
All right, everybody, this is the part of the show where we get to hear from you. You can always hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street. Comment on our YouTube page. We love those. George, have you got any hateful comments there lately?
I have not. I think somebody said something nice about me.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Give us nice comments or bad ones. We don't care. We have thick skin.
Yeah.
Because we're doing this for you. Don't forget, when you make a bad comment, that's on you, not us.
Yeah.
All right?
That's right.
All right. Email us, WNWShow@gmail.com.
Yes, Hunter. Oh my gosh, Hunter from Frisco. Okay, so again, last show, I was like, I know Finner, I know Hunter. I wonder if you met Hunter. So again, at OP, like Options Players events, Hunter, I went to his wedding because this is what we do. Like, you know, we're like a community.
Familia.
I went to his beautiful wedding. They just had a baby, his beautiful wife. Oh my gosh, Hunter. So again, Hunter probably knows not to ask me this. This is why this question is for Greg. Hunter writes, I've seen a lot of comments lately about NVDA holding up the market. How can one stock hold the market up when, for example, it only makes up 6% of SPY and 7% of QQQ? Was that NVIDIA or was it?
NVIDIA, yeah. And
okay,
I own QQQ. QQQ's been killing it for the last year or so. I'm a hold guy, though. I'm not a trade guy.
I am, too. I don't have time for that.
Greg, what's up?
What's up, Hunter? Is NVIDIA holding up the market? And yeah, I understand it only makes a small amount, makes up a small amount, but I don't know if it could really hold up the market. But you got to understand that NVIDIA just went from nothing to 1,000 times its price, right? So it just added basically $2 trillion to the market. So that's huge, right? When you're talking, that's a large amount of the overall, say, S&P 500, like you're talking about. So yeah, it can push up the market. So in theory, we can look at it and say, hey, did NVIDIA do this? Excuse me. Well, the answer is, yeah, it absolutely can. You just massively increased the market cap of the S&P 500. So although it only made that amount, you know, it is what it is. And when they split and they do their adjustments and whatnot for SPY, it might change how much percent they hold. Now, whether, and I think we've all discuss this. I think I might even discuss it with you, NVIDIA's future. And, I don't think we're in an AI bubble, but I think we will get there because we just love putting money into stuff and continuing on and on. NVIDIA right now is probably going to push over 50% profit margins. All right. Just to put that in perspective, probably in the 70s, honestly, profit margins, net income might, or net profit margins might slow down into the 50s somewhere. Put that in perspective, that is absurd. Okay. To make that, they are charging it, the demand is incredible, right? Everybody needs it. There's not enough supply. They can charge outrageous prices for it and make these billions that they're making right now. The problem becomes if you see your neighbor, right? He's out there selling whatever he has, okay? And he's putting $1 into it and he's making a fortune. What are you going to do? You're going to do the same thing. And everyone is going to get on it. And I don't think everyone is like, oh, they're doing it, let's do it. I think everyone's already well on their way. Just NVIDIA is just the leader in it. So what's really going to happen here is everyone else is going to catch up or get close and provide competition. Then that demand will also make them charge more, right? But then when they all meet, they're going to start competing with each other, and you're going to get that. I wouldn't consider it a perfect competition because there are some, copyright things, stuff you can't actually do because this person owns this or this or this. But in that perfect competition, you're going to see profit margins go down, right? And I've had a friend who's like, well, look at Apple, their profit margins stay high. Well, NVIDIA is a brand, of course. I'm not going to say they're not a brand, but when someone's buying AI, are you out there like using the AI? Like, is NVIDIA using this? Is NVIDIA chips in this AI? Like, it doesn't really matter as long as the AI works. So you don't really care, right? It's not, oh, what type of GPU do you have? Do you have an NVIDIA 4090 or do you have an AMD, right? That's a different story, Team Green or Team Red. That is brand. But when it comes to AI, nobody's like, is this NVIDIA AI? No, nobody cares, okay, what hardware you're using in there. So they don't have that brand recognition. I don't see a way they're going to actually provide what we see now is subscription-based or SaaS things that are just absolutely just bringing in profit left and right over the last decade. I don't see that being a problem. So I think NVIDIA will continue to lead the market. $3 trillion is absurd. Just to put this in perspective, if they actually continue to make what they make now, profit, they'll probably need 60, 70 years to meet in that profit level to meet their market cap. And if they continue to grow at this level, okay, which is absurd, there's no way they're going to be making that many billions, like hundreds of billions of years. It's kind of crazy, right? Because it's not a Apple brand. It's not like a Microsoft brand. It's a hardware. And we don't really see, and this is weird because Apple is a hardware company, but we don't really see this hardware actually working out this way. So I want to know how NVIDIA is going to change that. And I'm pretty sure they have a plan because it's not like I'm smarter than them. They're all smarter than me. But I don't really, 3 years, competition is going to catch up. Supply is going to match the demand. And then those profit margins are going to go back to normal, which NVIDIA is normal. Everybody in this sector is normal, was 20-ish%. A little bit higher probably for NVIDIA because they've always been kind of one of the top ones in there. So let's just say 24, 25%. That's, that's far cry from 75%. You get, especially when you're discounting for future money. That is incredible. So that evaluation is bananas to me. I don't get it, but it doesn't matter because it's the stock market. It's Fugazi, right? It's fake money. So yes, it is 100% holding the market. Yes, it's 100% overpriced. And I don't think the bubble, or I don't think it's in a bubble, but I don't think it's going to really pop. You might get large drops, really a lot of volatility with NVIDIA, but it'll probably come right back up. You see like AMD's in the AI game, and they're not like NVIDIA, and their price went way up, and that was just because NVIDIA went up. NVIDIA was doing really good, so let's give AMD some props and give them some money. And that's just what it's been. So basically, if you put AI behind your name, you're probably getting propped up by NVIDIA because people are like, NVIDIA is too high, so where can I put my money to maybe get in somewhere else? Oh, look, this over here, Hershey AI, and they just put their money into it. That's about it. But yeah, just be safe, make your money. I wouldn't really, I hate to say try to invest, but yeah, protect yourself. And AI is going to be the future. But the problem is you don't really need my information or any information on trading if AI is going to do what everybody says is, because the AI can invest it, right? Or take your money away. So I guess if you invest in AI, you're doomed either way, because the banks are going to get the best AI software first, and then somehow they're going to use that to screw you out of your money. Happy birthday.
All right, Florida Steve. Wait, hold on. Florida Steve. I know that guy. Isn't that teleprompter guy?
No, I think it's a different guy.
Okay.
I don't know Florida Steve.
Florida Steve asks us, why is the stock market booming despite pain in the common person is feeling with rates, rent, fuel costs, etc.? Do you know one of my Porsches has a 22-gallon tank?
We talk about people having the common. What kind of real world problem
this
are you talking?
This is my real world problem.
This man is talking about a Porsche. I'm telling my producer. Do you ever hear this, Garrett?
Costs in California?
Let me just read this over. The common person is feeling it with rates, rent, food, and fuel costs. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you won't believe what's going on with my Porsche.
Dallas and my fuel cost in California.
This is ridiculous.
All right.
You sound ridiculous.
Greg, what's up?
What's up, Steve? The other Steve. All right, man. Stock market is booming, and then people think that the economy is not doing great, or people living, let's just say it, paycheck to paycheck. First disclaimer, I'm not in the workforce, retired, right? So I don't really know personally, so I'm doing okay. But you need to understand the stock market does not really say how the economy is doing anymore, or not the person, like the majority of us. And the main reason is if you just go back to the 1990s, right? We had twice as many companies listed, all right? And now a lot of people say, oh, that's because it's staying in private equity. Well, that is the case, right? So now a lot of people are staying in a lot of these companies are staying in private equity, especially smaller. So we don't really know exactly. That doesn't affect the stock market. So there's half of what used to be in the stock market now, and the price is even crazier. But we've taken out half of the companies have went private equity or just went away, right? And there's a large increase in private equity companies. So how can we really? The stock market just doesn't. And then we look at S&P 500. Who is this? It's 1,000,000% the opposite of what you would think how your money works. Every law is made for the stock market to go up. Everything is like, so all the money you get, all your retirement, all this is really going into the stock market, propping these few companies up and up and up and up and up. That doesn't really mean you're doing any better. Just saying, it's just not. Inflation is a hard thing too. You get 10% inflation, guess what? In a perfect world, stocks go up 10%, automatically adjusted for inflation, but then they get adjusted for inflation in future. All right. So your future value is also adjusted with inflation. I can write a cool formula for you that'll do that, but you can go Google it, understand it. So if there's large expected inflation, then that gets adjusted into the actual future value of or present value is what you're going to pay for the stock now, but the expected future value of it in the future. So that all changes. So, but that doesn't change what the price of Doritos is, right? Every time I go into the store and I look to the right, Georgia, and I see Doritos are like $9 a bag for a party size, or, I immediately turn my head looking for where's the great value one, where's the where's the $2 ones, because this is a little ridiculous, $8. But it is what it is. I look, and the funny thing is, I live in a smaller town, and all we have is we have two grocery stores, Walmart, Market Basket. We usually go to Market Basket, but sometimes we go to Walmart. And you go into Walmart, and sometimes it's half empty, and you're just like, what is going on? But all those high margin ones with chips and all that stuff is always packed full, $8. But hey, Memorial Day sale last week, you're getting some good deals on chips, but other than that, yeah, just understand the stock market has nothing to do with economy, although it's what politicians use to say, oh, look, the stock market's doing great, under me, the stock market's going to do that. Okay, that might help me. Okay, it might help a lot of people watching the show to be actually or listening to it, but it's not helping the average person. It's just not, because the average person now isn't out there like putting money into the stock market. That's, top 30% people are making their money off of that, or even having in it. Everything else is just going to be in a 401k or something like that, and majority of people don't even have that. So yeah, don't worry about it. It does not really mean anything. And of course, the higher the stock market really goes, really the more expensive, your rents and stuff are going to get, if we look at it from that perspective. But there's plenty of things saying that, everything should come down a little bit. But inflation's got to come down, even if rates got to go up. You all know me. I don't care. Interest rates are not hurting me, aren't hurting you or anyone else. Yes, it could adjust prices on houses and thing, and that's about all you're really going to see. Okay. So all it's really doing is helping the rich people get richer, because when low interest rates, I'm not getting those rates, right? And I'm pretty rich, but companies and stuff are, right? And that's what it is. So raise the rates, make the companies pay more. I don't really care to borrow money. They're borrowing your money, by the way. When they borrow from a bank, the bank's not like, oh, we have our own money. It's the money you deposit in the bank that they're investing in said company. So high interest rates, your money's a little bit safer there. So it's a hard one to actually go with, but yeah, they don't correlate, I guess is the best way to say that.
Thanks, Greg. We love hearing from you all. Everybody, if you have questions or you just want to say hi, we're here for it. So you can also reach out to Greg at optionsplayers.com. So whatever it is, if it's comments, if it's questions, just share your thoughts. Hit us up, WNWshow@gmail.com. Post your questions and comments on social media at What's Next Wall Street, or, of course, check out our YouTube page or email us at WNWshow.
George, I don't even think my truck has a 22-gallon.
This is ridiculous.
But that's diesel, so that gets better miles per gallon.
Brag match.
All right, Intel's latest CEO, Pat Gelsinger, is finally doing something after being tired of getting their butt kicked by ARM architecture, who has the latest technology that both Qualcomm and Apple have been shipping for years. And now Microsoft's moving into it with their computers. Currently, ARM stock is trading at $136 as we record this episode, and they're up over 120% for a 6-month period. Was the wake-up call Microsoft going in full on ARM for Intel? Maybe, as they're snubbing, that is, Microsoft snubbing both Intel and AMD, the prior processor partners they had, because look, ARM chips have focused on speed and efficiency cores that can be throttled back to conserve power or be boosted up to pull the horsepower they need for stuff like AI computation. Now, as I write this, the ads for Microsoft are coming in for me to snatch up a new Copilot. Have you gotten this on the Microsoft Surface?
No.
So Copilot is their new AI-capable lightweight tablet with a keyboard style. It's a notebook computer, but super thin. And targeting is getting so good these days. But look, guys, I'm just researching the story. I'm not buying a new laptop, but I digress. With the Biden White House CHIPS Act, which was put together as a way to not have reliance on Chinese and Taiwanese semiconductor shortages. You remember those, Georgia? The ones from 2 years ago when cars would only come with one key or worse. They sat on staged parking lots where they would later receive one or two of the missing myriad of computers that would control some esoteric function that I probably would hate, like lane change warning, or worse, the dreaded auto start stop of the engine at a red light.
What's wrong with that?
You don't turn that off right away?
No.
TPG, do you turn off
Why
auto
would I
start
turn
stop?
off autos? Doesn't that save me gas?
No, you want to hear the rumble of your engine while you're at the stoplight.
Are you serious? I drive a mommy SUV.
Oh,
Okay.
That's a good point.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, that act, the CHIPS Act from April, is now providing Intel with $8.5 billion in grants and a further $11 billion in loans to buy and install equipment in Portland, Oregon, Chandler, Arizona, and the new leader in the chip world. Are you ready for this? Cincinnati, Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who knew?
So these cities will have pieces of the necessary manufacturing platforms to build the next generation of wafers to compete with ARM and NVIDIA in the latest arms race of the new topic of computer processing, all driven by AI. Wait, did I say Ohio?
You said Ohio.
That's right. The future mega fab for Intel is dubbed Ohio 1. The cost of that is tipping 28 billion bucks.
Holy cow.
With Intel's goal for it to produce the fastest and latest state-of-the-art chips for the mobile phone and AI boom. Intel has their goal to make this the largest chip factory on Earth.
Wow.
Do you believe that?
You better move to Ohio right now. You know what? At least the houses aren't so expensive.
Yeah, but think about the largest chip that was there before. Isn't that the land of potatoes?
You probably did this story just so you can make that joke.
Look out, Pringles. No, these shows just write themselves. I mean, this humor just oozing from my pores and oars. Yeah. Now, this new fab won't open up until 2027 because it's a lot of moving pieces. So it won't affect Intel's bottom line for many cycles to come. But let's see. What should you buy? Let's look at the vendors they're buying parts from, shall we? They brought the first production fab unit from Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, which is TSM on the New York Stock Exchange. But they too are an all-time high. Then there's the upstream provider to TSMC called ASML Holdings, which makes the machines that give the latest 1.4 nanometer extreme UV manufacturing equipment that the industry is clamoring for. That's tech which cuts a 1/1000th of a meter. So the smaller circuit widths mean more circuits, mean less heat, and more power for more processing capabilities.
That I understood.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So those are the two upstream providers, right?
Okay.
You can look into their shares.
Okay.
But again, everything's going crazy because everyone knows that the money's out there to spend to buy the fabs. We want less reliance on Taiwan because of their, pending doom with China.
Yeah.
And of course, you don't want China to control things because look what happened with the supply chain then. But maybe another thing to look at is the cities that are around these fab factories.
Hello.
I'm going out of the box with this one, Georgia.
Let me hear.
Maybe getting into real estate nearby.
Right?
Right? Because the workers, if this is the largest chip factory that's not making potatoes, then this means that they're going to need housing. They're going to need restaurants.
Yeah.
They're going to need car dealerships.
Yes.
Everything that those people, once they start making more money, will need to buy. So look into community aspects for investment. There's a lot of opportunity. And the pandemic supply chain issues are going to have a positive impact for once. And that's with high-tech manufacturing of core IP coming back to the old good US of A.
Okay. Listen, I think I can afford a house in Cleveland. Cincinnati, right. Cincinnati's a great, remember we met one time in Cincinnati?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we met. It was just by chance. I happened to be there. You happened to be there. And we were like, what's up?
And then the waterfront there is cute. Like it's a walkable city.
Cincinnati is one of my favorite cities.
We met up in
Cincinnati.
DC too.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Look at us being friends forever.
Yeah. Okay. Retail giants like TJX, the folks behind TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods. We talked about this on a prior show, but this is different. Okay. Well, it's kind of. They're stepping up their security game by equipping workers with police-style body cameras. Can you imagine? TJX's finance chief, John Kinger, says these cameras help keep everyone on their best behavior because, let's face it, don't nobody want to be caught on camera acting a fool. Are you trying to be the next Ken? Because I don't want to be Karen.
You know what? I like this, Karen. I'm sorry, Georgia. I like this because a lot of retailers don't allow you to bring your phone on the store floor.
Okay.
Right? You have to keep it in your locker, right? Because look, you don't want to be walking through a store looking for assistance and then people scrolling away.
Yeah.
And Home Depot and Lowe's, where I spend most of my time, they have their in-building communicators. They're little, but they have barcode scanners on
they're
it.
in-house.
In-house, right?
Okay.
So having a worn camera means that I don't have to go push a shopping cart in front of somebody as they're trying to leave the store.
Yeah. And try to get them to put the stuff back in. But guess what else? This is to watch the employees too.
You think there's a shrinkage problem?
TJ Maxx ain't triple. Yes, absolutely. Listen, TJX is not alone. 35% of major U.S. retailers are thinking about joining the body cam club. Now, while some say it's a smart move, others think better training and more staff would do the trick. Enter Axon. Axon is a publicly traded company that makes everything from body cams to tasers to dash cams to the software that stores and manages the footage. Axon provides solutions for police officers and now TJ Maxx. So Axon also recently announced that it plans to acquire Dedrone. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay. So Dedrone is an AI-driven drone company with lots of retail stores, citing theft. Let me go back to Dedrone. So what they do is like, if there's a fair, they've got their, people bring their own drones, and they're like, you're not supposed to do that when you're in a place like that. So
you can't fly it over people's heads.
You're not
fly
supposed
in
to do
stadiums. And a lot of times you'll see signs throughout. So Dedrone means like, take the drone out of the sky.
Yes.
Dedrone.
Yes.
Okay. And I've seen solutions where you can shoot a net at them. I've seen birds that are trained to go after and knock the drone out of the sky.
In real life?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So a lot of these companies are citing theft as the reason they're shutting down stores. We've talked about that in previous shows. And in some areas, Axum looks to be a better alternative. So what I want to know is, should I be buying stock in Axum? Because maybe not only will this help with theft of people outside of the store, it might help with
shrinkage inside.
Yes, absolutely. So I want to know if now's a good time to invest. What do you think, Greg? Are we in on this Axon thing?
A little Axon Enterprises. All right, so I looked it up. It's not really what I would classify as a defense contractor, but that's what they're wanting to be. They're wanting to, I guess they do make products for the military, law enforcement, and selling stuff to the government is a lucrative process, okay? This is a pencil. This actually might be a pencil from the military. I didn't steal it, Uncle Sam. I retired a while ago, but this is a Skillcraft mechanical pencil, 100% from my time in the military. All right. This pen, we could probably go buy a box of 20 of these, maybe $20. Probably get them at Walmart. Military probably pay $200 for this box pens, right? It's just how it is. It's absolutely bananas, okay? So selling stuff to the government, whether it's kickbacks or whatever, I don't know, I don't really care, is a lucrative thing. So, if they really get into it, and I know they're getting into, like you said, the drones and all this stuff, anti-drones, which are something that, all military has been looking at, ways to, stop drones from flying. Technology has been out there a long time, but I'm not going to get into it because I don't know what's classified or not. And then you got your AI, driven drones, which is even going to be even crazier, right? Especially for military applications. So if that is something they can actually do, I would love to invest in it. I just would really have to read into it more and not follow what someone says on a chat room or Reddit or something like that. I wouldn't trust that. So it's something I would want to talk to someone in that company about their future plans, what they're doing, how they're different. And then if it really sounded good, which it's going to sound good because they're doing it, but then I would go to someone else and see what they think, right? And then I might invest in it. But hey, look, theft in stores and things like that is out of control, crazy. I don't see it around here. I don't want to say it's that small town thing, but if you go around just running out the door from here, people are just going to tackle you, like, just because they don't have anything better to do. I don't know what to say. It's a small town, so it's not like you're going to get away. But in larger towns, and everybody's going to be like, it's insurance. Insurance costs money and it goes up with theft, right? But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not someone, I don't care if the store wants to close because they're losing money to loss prevention or whatever you want to call it, close. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm all for stores that sell tasers, body cams, drones, weapons, rather than TJ Maxx. So my wife likes TJ Maxx, probably Marshalls. She loves Marshalls. I don't even know if she gets his candies from Marshalls that she loves also. But she can spend hours in there. Well, I'd rather spend hours looking at cool stuff that can kill you. That's just me. And I'd rather invest in that too, because why do I want to invest in something that's been going downhill for decades? Retail. AI is going to be able to take a picture of you in your house, dress you up in the latest stuff, show you a picture of what it's going to look like, and ship it to you. And they can already do that, but they could probably do much more. I don't know. All right.
Thanks, Greg.
Got questions? We got you. Hit us up at WNWShow@gmail.com. There's a lot of ads in that, so just email us, WNWShow@gmail.com, or connect with us on the social medias at What's Next Wall Street. We love to hear from you.
Yes, and we always comment. We write back, okay? Catch all our episodes on YouTube by searching WNW Show or tune in on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't forget to subscribe and crush that alert button to stay updated with what's up as soon as info drops.
Yes.
And we are here for you.
Yes, with the latest trending info. So that's what we do.
I'm Dave Mathews.
I'm George Alfredas. We will see you next week on What's Next Wall Street.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Don't say bye, y'all.
I gotta fill up my truck. And I have a dash cam in my truck and all my Porsches.
Bye, Dave.